Good morning, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Medical Classes by Srinidhi Kumar Acharya. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and also give your suggestions. So we were discussing about procuring a healthy progeny in the present day practice, that is the procuring healthy progeny through Ayurveda. So already we have completed two parts. Now this is the third part. And we have already seen the adolescent care, and we have also seen the pre-marital care to get the healthy progeny. Now in this class, we will see about pre-copulation care. Okay. So that means, as I told, getting a healthy progeny is a long and planned process. It is not a one-time process. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of preparations. Preparation has to be started from the adolescent period itself, puberty period itself. So that we have seen. Then we have also seen the pre-marital care. And now we are into pre-copulation care. Now marriage is over. The partners has been given, that is both the girls and boy, they have given to the partner, and they are now husband and wife. And now before going into copulation, what are the important care that has to be taken in order to get a healthy progeny? So that is explained under the heading of pre-copulation care. Okay, so this concept is explained in Ayurveda by the heading of Garbhadana Samskara. Garbhadana Samskara. Of course, there are two words in Ayurveda, Vivaha and Garbhadana Samskara. And if you see Vivaha, the age of Vivaha, it looks like a child marriage, real. Okay, but it is not so. Actually, there is a difference between the word meaning. Okay, what marriage that we will call nowadays in the present practice, that is not Vivaha. Okay, in the sense, the Vivaha word is just like an engagement-like procedure. Whereas Garbhadana procedure or Garbhadana is the one where there is actually physical contact. So in the present day context, so immediately after the marriage, the couples will actually go for physical contact. And that cannot be called as Vivaha. That can be called as Garbhadana Samskara. Vivaha where only and only the partners were fixed to both boy and girl, and they are not allowed to any physical contact. Physical contact will be done only after, or intercourse will be done only after complete development of the genital tract. That is only possible when child and the boy and girl will have attained the capacity of spermatogenesis and also menstruation. But age of Vivaha, which is suggested in the class, is not supportive for that. There are 12 years for the female and some 21 years for the male, like that it's given. So in my opinion, the present today's marriage is nothing but Garbhadana Samskara, and present today's engagement is nothing but Vivaha Samskara. Anyway, so this is because of the generation gap and all, the meanings go on changed, and the traditional practices were also changed. Therefore, this confusion is there. Anyway, now pre-copulation care means before copulation, before intercourse. The intercourse will be done only with the intention of getting good progeny. Okay, Uttama Santana Prapti. That was the only intention. Okay, and that will be the only intention. Anyway, so what is important is before copulation, what is important is development of the trust and belief. Both the partners should believe on themselves, and they have to understand each other. A mutual understanding should be there. That is, copulation should be a mutually understood procedure. Okay, so behavior. So both the partners should have mutual trust and belief on them. And very importantly, in Ayurveda, it is mentioned that a celibacy of 2 months will be followed before copulation, and male and female partner will be advised to take the Vrishya drugs. So now again, 2 months of celibacy is very important. They have to maintain the distance. Both of them has to follow the 2 months of celibacy, brahmacharya, and during that 2 months of time, they have to take the Vrishya drugs. Now, see, nowadays also we say that before going for copulation, a adolescent lady or puberty, during the puberty itself, so we will start with some folic acid supplementation, because once the zygote is formed, then there is a rapid development, and there is development of the neural tubes and all, that the rapid division is taking place, cell division is taking place, that require a lot of DNAs and all. So folic acid is very important. Okay, with almost all same intention, here also it is told that before going to copulation, priorly you go for some of the Vrishya drugs. Maybe those drugs which are helpful for the formation of the healthy ovum and also a healthy sperm, and also which has got enough reserve for the development of a to provide the nutritional need of a zygote in future, because zygote is the one which undergo very rapid proliferation, so a lot of nutrition is required there. So this is one such idea, providing a 2 months of celibacy followed by Vrishya drugs. Then during this time, healthy lifestyle and diet should be followed. This period of 2 months before going for coitus, so a healthy lifestyle and diet should be followed, just like folic acid we are taking nowadays. And positive lifestyle has to be followed. There is one important message in this, that pregnancy should be always a planned process. It should not be an accidental process. It should be planned. Pregnancy will be always planned. So this is one of the very good example of planned pregnancy in Ayurveda. Now, so this type of regimen will going to have a relaxed mind, because the relaxed mind is very important. Whenever the couples go for copulation, relaxed mind is very important. Okay, so that particular copulation will be always fruitful when they both will have the relaxed mind, and they should have the stress-free mind. They should have stress-free mind. Again, hygiene has to be maintained. That is also important. And Ayurveda also explains the position of copulation. After following all this, when you go for the copulation proper, then Ayurveda also explains the position. The lateral position is always contraindicated. Then man down position is also contraindicated. The right position is female down and man up. So this is the right position as per Ayurveda. And particular days has been mentioned, on which days you have to do it. Okay, for different, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, etc. Different days are also explained by Kashyapa. Different days of the Rutukala. Rutukala is usually for 4 days or 5 days. And in that also, again, that means one which matches to the ovulation, shedding of ovum. So in those days, actually we have to go for copulation. Everything is explained which is required for production of a healthy progeny. So this is one concept of pre-copulation care. Okay, so stress has been given more importance, relaxed mind is given more importance, nutritional care has been given more importance, and trust and belief has been given more importance. Now in the pre-conceptional care, one more important thing is explained, that is Putra kamesti Yajna. Putra kamesti Yajna. The explanation of Putra kamesti Yajna is present in Kashyap Samhita Jati Sutriya Adhyaya, and in also Charak Samhita Sharirasthana 8 chapter 7 shloka. Okay. The name is Putra kamesti. It is not only limited to Putra, it is also limited to, it is also in also Putri. Okay. Anyway, healthy offspring. It is not question of Putra or Putri, male or female. Healthy progeny is an important thing. One of the very important method which has to be done to have a healthy progeny is Putra kamesti Yajna. Okay, it looks like a religious procedure. Now let us see what actually the details of this. First, I will explain the procedure in detail, and then we'll go for the scientific explanation and present understanding. Priest or the physician has to perform this particular yajna. This has to be done before the copulation. Okay, after the marriage, before the copulation. That is comes under pre-conceptional care to have a healthy progeny. So now, before copulation, Homa and Havana should be done in front of the Agni, and many offerings and oblations were also given. Okay. The materials which are used in this particular Homa or Havana is, some of them are vegetables and some of them are non-vegetables. Okay, non-vegetarian materials are there, vegetable materials are there, vanaspatis are there, some of the drugs will be there, and some of the Vatahara medications will be also there. Some of different types of materials which are used to offer to the Agni include all these things. Now, leftover medication after offering the prayer, then whatever the materials which are used for the Havana, for offering, which is after offering, which is left over, that has to be given to the couples. That has to be given to the couples. Then couples will have a planned copulation, followed by this Homa and Havana. Later, in the same day night, the couples will have a planned copulation. And the Nasya of Lakshmana, a drug called as Lakshmana. Same Lakshmana is also mentioned in the context of Pumsavana Samskara. Here also that drug is mentioned. Nasya of Lakshmana will be done on the female partner. Okay, by uttering some of the mantras on the left nostril, left nostril and right nostril for the male baby desired, and left nostril if the female baby is desired. So Nasya of the Lakshmana breath will be done. Husband will sleep on the right side of the wife. Again, this is the rules and regulation during the copulation, and the position which has to be followed is a male on top position. Okay, and if the parents or mother, she wishes a desired baby with a fair complexion. Again, these are the different options given. If the mother desires a fair complexion baby, then or Ojasvi baby. Ojasvi means good looking and very with full of complexion and confidence. Ojasvi. Then Pavitra, holy, and Dhirgayu, long life. Such a baby, if the mother is desiring, then she has to take unequal quantities of honey and ghee with yava, kritamandha, by mixing with milk of white colored cow. Okay, so I will explain this in detail. Now use the silver vessel and take shali. Shali is nothing but rice, ghee, and navanita. Navanita is nothing but butter daily. And wear the white colored dress and visualize the white colored cow, etc. This has to be done in during the time of Putra kamesti yajna, and the later the same practice has to be followed daily. And they should follow, both the partners, they should follow the relaxed lifestyle and spending time with the close friends and stress-free environment. If they desire a Shama Varna baby, little grayish or what you say, wheat colored Shama Varna baby, then they should see the same things. Samanya Vishesha Siddhanta as explained in Ayurveda. Okay, so now desire a female baby. Suppose if she desire a female baby, take Yavagu and Kshira and Taila, etc. Okay, now we find reference of Putra kamesti yajna in Puranas, and that is in Ramayana. We find Dasharatha Maharaja, who is the father of Lord Rama. So he has done this Putra kamesti yajna, and then he has got best 4 offsprings out of it. Now we can see the fruitfulness of this Putra kamesti yajna. Putra kamesti yajna in olden days in Purana Kala produced 4 important offsprings who are very healthy progeny. Okay, so that is Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. So we cannot give a better example than this for the fruitfulness of Putra kamesti yajna. So Rama is considered as Lord Rama, and he is Maryada Purushottama, and he is one of the best offspring. Anyway, okay, so he is called as Maryada Purushottama, best offspring. So socially, morally, psychologically, physically, and he proved everything in that he is best. So that's the role of Putra kamesti yajna in producing a healthy progeny. Now we come to the scientific part of this Putra kamesti yajna, how actually it is helpful to produce the healthy progeny. Now, developing a positive attitude in the couple before the conception is very important. Okay, so in the clinical practice also we see couples are unable to achieve the conception in spite of repeated effort, and they say we are not using any that is contraceptive methods, and we are all normal, actually all the investigation is normal, and we are doing it in the right way, but still we are not able to achieve the conception. This is the problem. Mostly we will encounter in the clinical practice. Actually, the problem is a development of positive attitude and a stress-free life. That's very important. They have got everything, but they are not getting concepted. That itself is the stress factor. Okay, so correct the irregular lifestyle first, and come out of the mechanical lifestyle. And stress, anxiety, free life is required. And all these are the major causes to have a successful conception in spite of everything being normal. Okay, so attain the free state of mind with the positive thinking. So this is one important message which is given by the Putra kamesti yajna. When the Putra kamesti yajna is done in front of the priest and so many other relatives and all, by offering so many things to the god, that is sufficient to create a positive attitude. Now they start believing in the god, and they have put their all stress on the god, and they are now get relaxed, and they are developing a positive attitude. Yes, we can do it, it's happening. So this is sufficient to have a good conception and also good progeny. Okay, so now good progeny depends on many things: good genetic material, good premarital care, postmarital care, everything. Anyway, this is one thing. So this is how the Putra kamesti yajna is useful to build up the psychological stability of the partners. Second one is, in Putra kamesti yajna, so many materials are used. Some of the vegetable materials, non-vegetarian materials, some of the drugs, some of the vanaspatis. Okay, so some of the Vrishya drugs, many things are offered. And it is told that this has to be later, it has to be given to the partners for eating. Now, this gives a message that importance of maintaining nutritional care. Okay, so nutritional care has to be maintained. So that is given by this procedure. That means that message has been given by this message, this particular procedure. We know that the role of iron, folic acid, and so many other things, other vitamins, etc., during the time of the conception to cope up with the rapid growth of the zygote. Another one is the role of Nasya. Another is the role of Nasya has been mentioned in modulating the hormonal secretion of the pituitary gland. Okay, of course, Nasaha Shirasi Dwaram, as we know that. So in modulating the hormonal secretion of the pituitary gland, so many speculations have been made, theories have been put forward how it will act. Okay, the same has been mentioned in case of Pumsavana samskara also. Anyway, this is a matter of discussion. I will not go in detail about that. So Nasya may be having some influence over the pituitary gland secretions, and through then it modulate the proper pituitary gland secretions, including FSH, follicular cell stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, etc. May be the cause. Now, mother health and nutrition and the body index of the mother, if it is less than 90, it affects the future baby in terms of weight and all those things. Therefore, nutritional support is very important. So that has been also highlighted through this particular Putra kamesti yajna. So effects on the primary and secondary meiosis. Now, this is very important. Actually, secondary meiosis takes place just before the shedding of the ovum, isn't it? Where after primary and secondary will take place. Even secondary meiosis division will take place after shedding, when it is implanted at a particular point in the ampulla area, then it takes place just before zygote formation. And these two are the, as I explained earlier, these primary and secondary meiosis division of the oocyte or the released ovum, that is a very important part. Most of the time errors occur during this period. Okay, so mosaic errors can occur, then there may be trisomies, or there may be fragileness, there may be disjunction, deletion, okay, replacement. So many chromosomal abnormalities, structural abnormalities can occur because of rapidly occurring secondary meiosis division. So now, keeping cool mind and a stress-free mind with the nutrition-rich diet and all those things with the regular lifestyle may be helpful to have a smooth transition of this primary and secondary meiosis division, so that the chromosomal abnormalities will be limited. This is another important use of Putra kamesti yajna. Now, different diet plans will be explained during this procedure, as we know, and rules and regulations will be also explained. So couples are advised to have the strong desire to get the desired sex of offspring, and advised to look at the same in the daily routine. See, one thing is very important. One which is working is a strong willpower. Therefore, Lord Krishna says, Mana eva manushyanam karano bandha mokshayo. Okay, as you wish, it will happen. Okay, so a strong willpower is always important. A strong desire to have something, so will do half of your work, and that will motivate you, and that will set your goal. So here also they say that if the mother is desiring a baby of a fair complexion, then what is, she should think about that 24 hours. Round the clock she should think about. And in her diet, starting from her diet, achara, vichara, and everything, she has to visualize the white colored thing. So Ayurveda says that. So she has to see the white colored animals, she has to consume the white colored milk, and she has to consume, wear the white colored dress. So that means kaya, vacha, manasa, we have to think about the same thing continuously with a strong willpower, and that will do the work. So this is the concept, because mana guide everything. We know that the body is nothing. Okay, physical body is nothing. It's the mana and atma which guide everything. So we should have a strong willpower, and that will do the work. Okay, the desired work. So now, genetic disorders in the family, diet plan, BMI of the mother, nutritional support, psychological status plays a vital role, and all these things have been given importance in this Putra kamesti yajna. So this is one of the very good copulation care which is mentioned in Ayurveda to have a healthy progeny. Now, if the BMI is more, then there will be obesity, and then chances of obesity and diabetes mellitus and blood pressure, etc., is more in the mother, and that may create a lot of problems for the growing fetus. Similarly, vitamin D or folic acid deficiency may lead to some other congenital anomalies. We know that. Then 3 months prior, we should always start folic acid, and same has been given in Ayurveda as Vrusha drugs should be taken for 2 months and before 2 months of copulation during the period of this celibacy. Then calcium and vitamin D3 prevents the musculoskeletal defects. We know that iodine deficiency may lead to so many problems like hypothyroidism, etc. So iron is very important for hemoglobin to prevent the anemia in the pregnancy. Of course, in India, it's very, very common. So Putra kamesti yajna should not be just visualized as a religious procedure. Rather, we have to understand the multiple facets which are explained there. It gives an all-round, that means a complete package: psychological care, nutritional care, positive thinking, and religious thinking. Everything is incorporated there. It's a nice way. Previously, it was followed, and nowadays, of course, very rarely followed. Now we come to the another part of getting a healthy progeny, that is post-conceptional care. Now, what you will do once the conception has been taken place. Now, once the conception is taken place, the role of the male partner is over. Now, his role is to look after the female partner. Okay. So now, Ayurveda explains a procedure called as Pumsavana karma. Pumsavana karma. This comes under the concept of post-conceptional care. Okay. There are many versions regarding Pumsavana karma, but today I will going to explain Pumsavana karma in a different way. Okay. So now post-conceptional care means it is after the formation of the zygote. Now everything has been formed, everything is formed. Okay. Now we cannot modify the ovum. Now we cannot modify the sperm, and that part is over. There is formation of the zygote. Now we have to look into the zygote and zygote development and its proliferation. Okay. Now what actually happens is, after the formation of the zygote get multiply very, very fastly. Rapid division will take place. We know that within 1 or 2 days it undergoes the 16 cell stage, morular stage, then blastocyst, and then so many changes taking place to form the germ layers. Okay. So important thing is, actually when this zygote is formed, mother is unaware of it, isn't it? So usually when zygote is formed, immediately after the, suppose after the ovulation day, that means 16th day of the pregnancy, 16th day of the period cycle, and ovulation hasn't taken place, and copulation was done on the same day, and there is formation of a zygote. Now mother is totally unaware of it. She is not totally unaware of it. She don't know anything. She is, because conception has been taken place. How is she comes to know? So she don't know. So therefore, prior care has to be very important. Okay. So conception can take place at any cycle at any place, isn't it? Anytime. So previously we have to be ready for that, nutritionally, psychologically, and all. So that we have discussed in the previous part. Now at the time of the formation of the zygote, mother is unaware. Mother comes to know it after 4 or mostly after 40 days. That means almost all 4 to 5 weeks. Okay. So 4 to 5 weeks it is done. Now we have got the explanation of Pumsavana karma. Now Pumsavana karma has been explained. Labde garbe, after the formation of the garba. Of course, different types of explanations are present, but one of the most accepted is Pumsavana karma should be done labde garbe apija. That means after the formation of the garba, that is after the formation of the zygote, Pumsavana karma should be done. Okay, some says after 2 months, after 3 months. Okay, that's a different issue. But Ashtanga says labde garbe apija. Okay, so Pumsavana karma has to be done after the formation of the zygote. And very important is, and quite unfortunate is, many of us, we think that Pumsavana karma is for the changing of the sex. Okay, for the changing of the sex. And it's an absolute myth, and it's absolutely wrong notion. See, we cannot change the sex after the formation of the zygote. Sex is determined by X and Y chromosomes, as we know, and that has been formed already in the zygote. and afterwards we cannot change the sex. We cannot change the sex, and this is completely misunderstood. Okay, so how can we change the test? It's predetermined already. There is fusion has been taken, zygote is formed, and zygote is already developed into multi-cell stage, and different series of the cells are formed already. How can this? Because genetically determined test sex, how we can going to change? No, it is not for the changing of the sex. Rather, it is for about desired sex. Okay, it is about the desired sex, getting a desired sex. Now you can ask me how it is possible. See, the dietetic, psychological, spiritual counseling and certain drugs which are used during the Pumsavana karma will going to have a healthy progeny. Okay, because the proliferation stage of the zygote is very important stage in the development of the fetus. That's the place, or that's the time when the endoderm, ectoderm and mesoderms are formed, and all the body derivatives and the body organs, etc., tissues, they are formed out of these three layers. And zygote, and the next few days, 1 or 2 weeks, formation of, after the formation of the zygote, 2 or 3 weeks, that's a very important stage. Neural tube formation, ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm formation. That itself is the base, and that itself is the, what you say, blueprint upon which the whole body is formed. And we have to take care of that particular stage very carefully, and to give this post-conceptional care immediately after the conception. Post-conceptional care, one of the best procedure which is mentioned in Ayurveda is Pumsavana karma. Pumsavana karma gives now psychological stability, and it reduces the stress factor, and it we can claim that some of the nutrition is also provided by giving some of the drugs, and there is nothing like desired sex. Okay, it's not for desired. You cannot change the sex. How can you change the sex after the formation of the zygote? Okay, it's not about changing the sex. Okay, now we will see the timing differ as per different acharyas, Pumsavana karma, and but it is the first trimester care. So we know that Pumsavana karma, according to different acharyas, different timings has been mentioned. But one thing is very clear: this is in the first trimester. According to some, it is in 3rd month, 2nd month, 1st month, and according to Labde Garbi, immediately after the formation of the zygote. I will go with this immediately after the formation of the zygote. Pumsavana karma should be Labde Garbi Apicha. And because I know that zygote is a very important stage, a rapid proliferation takes place. During the rapid proliferation, there is chance of error is more. Mosaic defects, they usually occur because of this. Okay, mosaic defects in the genetics. Okay, so there is rapid genetic. See, whenever the cell is dividing very rapidly, the chromosomal alignment may go into change, and that leads to so many chromosomal problems. Okay, same thing also occur in the secondary meiosis division also, and it can also occur in the first part of the zygote development also. Okay, to prevent all these things, what is important is Pumsavana karma is mentioned. And now let us see how it will go into help. So I will go with this particular explanation, that is after the formation of the zygote, Pumsavana karma should be done, that is Labde Garbe Apicha. So this is the rapid stage of division. Okay, proliferation, rapid proliferation takes place, chance of error is always there, and that error should not occur. So that care will be taken by this Pumsavana karma. Mosaic error, as I told, it's quite common. There is the stage where the germ layers are formed, and we know the importance of the germ layers. And this is nothing but, the Pumsavana karma is nothing but the first trimester pregnancy care. It is a care in the first trimester pregnancy, that too in the first few weeks after the formation of zygote. Okay, and why I am telling is, see, there are some important aspects taking place, that is X inactivation. Suppose we know that female contains, if a female baby is there, then it is XX and male is XY. And in female, actually what happens is, two X are there, and one of the X will go into inactivate, because two X cannot stay there. Actually talking practically, although female contain two X, one of the X is little inactive there. Okay, so that's called as Mary-Leon hypothesis. You can go and refer that. Mary-Leon hypothesis very clearly says that during the formation of the zygote and after the formation of the zygote, in next few days, what actually happens is the one of the X will be get inactivated, because just like two ladies cannot stay in one home. Similarly, two X cannot stay in one cell. So one X will be inactivated, although it is live, but it is inactivated. It is not doing any much function, and one X will be dominant. Now suppose if 2x is there and 1x is mutated and the normal x is inactivated and mutated x is kept alive, then it leads to much of the problems. Okay, so such very sensitive changes are taking place during this period of zygote formation, later after the formation of zygote in the first few weeks. And care is very important. Any sort of hormonal imbalance by means of stress or nutritional problem, or maybe excess that means vigorous body exercise, excess traveling, and exposure to some of the radiation and all, this is liable to cause such errors in the rapid zygote proliferation. And duct hypothesis, we know that. Okay, Mullerian duct and Wolffian duct hypothesis, we know that. Basically, in case of female, in case of male actually, in case of male XY, what happens is there is because of the Y chromosome which is present there, there is formation of the testosterone. Testosterone will be formed. Okay, and later this testosterone itself guide all the happenings in future. Okay, because of testosterone formed means the testis is formed. From the testis, the Leydig cells or Sertoli cells are formed, and they are responsible for formation of the ducts. Now, absence of the testosterone itself leads to development of the female genital organs. Okay, we don't have a separate enzyme working there for the formation of the female internal and external genital organs. Absence of the testosterone, which is usually produced by Y chromosome, itself is the cause for the development of the Mullerian duct. Okay, this has to be understood very clearly. It has to be understood very clearly. So, which is playing a major role? Testosterone is playing a major role. This testosterone which is produced from the testes, so that will be responsible for formation of the male genital organs. Okay, now same testosterone is absent. For example, in case of female, it is absent, and that absence itself is by default sufficient for the formation of the female genital organs, and there is no separate gene for that or any other factor for that. Okay, so who is on the leading role? Who is deciding now? Who is deciding whether this particular zygote has to be developed? Of course, sex is already determined. You cannot change it. The external and internal genital organs of the particular fetus has to be developed. So who is guiding actually? Actually, testosterone is guiding. Okay, why? Because presence of the testosterone leads to the formation of Wolffian ducts and male genital organ structure, and absence of the testosterone leads to the formation of female genital structures, internal, external. So testosterone is the leading part. Okay, so therefore it is called as a testosterone usually present in the male part. Okay, male fetus, because Y chromosome is there. Therefore it is called as Pumsavana karma. Now this particular formation of this external and internal genital organs has to be very that means a sensitive process, and maximum care has to be taken. We know that ambiguous genitalia. Sometimes what happens, half of the portions of the male, of course, if male, the sex of the fetus is clear, sex of the embryo is a male, but sometimes some portions may be external genitalia of the female. This leads to ambiguous genitalia. So it leads to hermaphrodites and differential sexual disorders. Okay. So this is very dangerous. When this is taking place? This is taking place in the first 2 months of the pregnancy. Everything is taking place. Up to 8 weeks it is taking place. Okay. So as the testosterone is playing a leading role in the formation of external and internal genital organs, irrespective of male and female, it is called as Pumsavana. Pum refers to male, Pumsavana karma. There is nothing like desired sex. Please remove this notion. If you look into the formation of the zygote and all those things, it's very clear. Because X chromosome do not have anything which will go on to produce testosterone. So absence of this particular Y chromosome itself is responsible for formation of the female genital organs. Presence of the testosterone, as occurs in the male, itself is responsible for formation of male genital organs. Therefore, testosterone produced from the Y chromosome or male factor, that plays a vital role and leading role. Hence, the procedure, to take care of this particular event, to take care of this particular event. So sometimes what happens is the increased testosterone levels will be also there in a female sex, and that testosterone leads to now a formation of the male genital tract organs. Now it is very dangerous, but it's very unfortunate. Similarly, sometimes testosterone level will decrease. Fetus is male, testosterone level will decrease. Now, decreased testosterone level itself is one of the cause for development of the female genital organs. Again, there will be ambiguous genitalia. Again, we are producing the ambiguous genitalia child. So, it should not happen. It should not happen. Okay. Therefore, either it may be a male sex or a female sex. Okay. So, in a male sex, we have to take care that enough amount of testosterone has to be produced. And the female, we have to take care that testosterone production should not be there, and it will not be there because there is no Y chromosome at all. And by other means, we have to take care that there should not be any testosterone from any other procedure. Sometimes, adrenal gland, it may lead to formation of this testosterone and all. It should not be there. So therefore, this procedure, as testosterone produced from the male plays a vital role in zygote differentiation, it is called as Pumsavana karma. Please, it is nothing to relate to the changing the sex. How can you change the sex? You can only, suppose if you claim that it's a crime actually, you are producing an ambiguous genitalia. A male child, you are doing some procedure and you are only changing the external genital organs. External genital organs, it becomes female. Now it is ambiguous genitalia. This is a crime. How can you do that? So please, it's not like that. It's not like that. Pumsavana karma refers to just care of zygote proliferation during the first month of the pregnancy, so that external first 1 or 2 months of the pregnancy, so that formation of external genital organs and internal genital organs will be proper, as everything is guided by the testosterone produced from the Y. You have to remember this point. For the production of male reproductive structures, testosterone is required. Absence of the testosterone itself is the cause for the production of the female genital organs. Therefore, testosterone plays a vital role. Therefore, the procedure is called as to guide this procedure, we have to take care all the things. Okay, so different types of care has to be taken to ensure that all these changes are taking place in a normal way. Therefore, it is called as Pumsavana samskara. Okay. So, Pumsavana is nothing but care of embryogenesis period. The early part of the zygote is also called as embryogenesis, embryo. So, it's a period of blueprint formation. Okay. It's a period of neural tube formation, neural crest formation. Okay. It's a period of gender differentiation or gender identity. That's what I'm telling. Gender identification. Okay, gender identification. Gender identification, we cannot, suppose a child is born with, the baby is born with the ambiguous genitalia. Now we are now in duality, isn't it? Whether it's a male child or female child, we don't know. Because external genital organs are now showing ambiguity. Okay, usually how we will differentiate sex? Suppose you just think that genetic study is not there, nothing is not there. It may be in the USG or after birth. How you differentiate? How will you say which gender is? Gender is by looking at the external genital organs, isn't it? Of course, nowadays by USG we can also see the internal genital organs. But in previous days, by external genital organs. Now, external genital organs are formed in the first 2 months of the pregnancy. And as I explained, how the testosterone plays a very important role. So therefore, it is called as Pumsavana samskara. Therefore, it is called as Pumsavana samskara. So all the cells are rapidly dividing and should not be any intrauterine infections during this time, because any hindrance, it may be stress, mechanical factors, injury, trauma, may cause many problems. Okay, so there is also chances of abortion during this time. Okay, so therefore, to take care of that, Pumsavana karma is explained. Prevention of the medication, no extra medication should be given, or no medication given rather, or procedure should be done. So no panchakarma procedure should be done during this period. So process of formation of the midgut, hindgut and foregut taking place now, after the formation of the germ layers. Okay, neural tube will be formed. So very, very critical and sensitive period. And to take care of this critical and sensitive period, the first trimester care has been explained as post-conceptional care, immediately after conception, post-conceptional care under the heading of Pumsavana Samskara. Pumsavana Samskara take care of all these things to make this all happenings smoother and comfortable. The pregnant lady has to be given with the Pumsavana Samskara. This is nothing to do with the change in the sex of the baby. Sex of the baby is determined, predetermined. So this is about the post-conceptional care. So with this, we have completed the 3 important care that has to be taken. One is adolescent care and puberty care. Another one is premarital care. And another one is post-conceptional care, immediately after conception, post-conceptional care in the first trimester. Okay, so these 3 important things helps to have a very good and healthy progeny to the parents. So this is so nicely explained in Ayurveda. The next part of this will be explained in the next class. Thank you very much for listening to me, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and especially you can give your comment, especially on this Pumsavana Samskara and all. Okay, all your suggestions are very, very welcome. I will welcome your suggestions, and I hope this is what I assume and what I feel. There may be some changes. If you give some good input, okay, definitely we can improve this version. Thank you very much. We will meet again.